What if more support meant more joy and freedom for you and your loved ones? Find out how author and artist Casey and his wife Sue have both benefited in different ways from accepting more aged care assistance. A story to truly warm your heart. Also be inspired by Susan and her family exploring their options and finding that they could reasonably access more in-home support to help maintain their life and home on acreage in regional Tasmania.
Art, Joy and Respite by Joe Isaac. It was a pivotal moment when Casey and his wife Sue decided to welcome aged care support. They haven't looked back. Casey has lived with Parkinson's disease for 27 years, and for most of that time, he has had a productive life pursuing his many talents. These include running a successful printing business, publishing 2 books, painting, and even competing in the state championships for lawn bowls. 6 months ago, his Parkinson's was becoming a challenge, and he and his wife Sue decided they needed some extra help. Sue said that while they have always been very independent, Casey had no reservations about transitioning to a home care package, soon to become a support at home package. See pages 6 to 8. I have accepted that I need help, Casey said. Teresa, my support worker, comes every week. We go on outings, which gives Sue a break too. For Casey, the highlight is getting out and about with Teresa. He enjoys painting and drawing, so that they like to go to the park or lake, where he can sit and make sketches to work on when he gets home. Teresa has learned a lot from Casey, including how to fish. So far, the fish have been too small to eat, but they have a laugh and enjoy the fresh air. Now Casey is trying to teach Teresa how to play chess. Teresa says she is grateful for Casey's slow approach to the skillful game, as it is taking her a while to catch on. Until a few years ago, Casey played lawn bowls twice a week. The sport has been a great joy to him, and he still has lots of friends at his local bowls club. So Teresa often takes him to have a coffee with his mates and watch the bowling. Casey is also an author and wrote his self-published autobiography, Recollection, Moments of Some Excitement, in 2018. Casey immigrated to Australia from Holland when he was 5 years old. Having been so far away from his grandparents growing up, he thinks it is important for children to connect to their history and where they came from. His second book, Hook, Line and Stinkers, includes illustrations by 2 of his granddaughters. Sue agrees with Casey that the help provided by integrated living has been wonderful. Being able to have some respite, as well as personal care and domestic assistance in place, means the time I have with Casey is more enjoyable. We get to make the most of life, said Sue. I can't say enough about how happy we are, Sue said. The staff are so caring, show great empathy, and are incredibly professional. Casey and Sue have been married for 56 years. They often discuss how to make the most of their time. Casey is thinking that he might write another book. Sue says he needs to choose between his art and writing, as they take up space in their small apartment. This is our first experience with aged care, Sue said. We have been very lucky. Donna, our case manager, is also very helpful. We feel like the whole team is holding our hand. The entire experience with integrated living has been so positive. Pictured, page 4, Casey, Sue, and support worker Teresa. Pictured, page 5, Casey and Teresa playing chess. Making Sense of Your Package Options by Joe Isaac. Once Susan understood her package options, she noticed improvements in her lifestyle and even happiness. Frugal by nature, Susan has always spent her money wisely. So when her case manager, Anita, suggested she may benefit from getting some extra care, her main concern was how far the money would stretch. Susan lives in regional Tasmania, and neither she nor her husband Kevin drives. Susan's home care package, HCP, soon to become a support at home package, see pages 6 to 8 for more information, did not cover her considerable transport costs, which was a sticking point for her. Then Anita explained to her how many other services are available through these packages. I didn't realise just how beneficial this new package was going to be, Susan said. All the interaction with the support workers is so nice. We chat about current affairs, share recipes, plan holidays, and relax with adult colouring books. I feel so much happier. I think I was getting down before I made this change, without realising it. Under Susan's package, she has continued with a personal care service 3 days a week. She has also opted to get someone to come for leisure and lifestyle activities, and is even learning the ukulele. Staying true to her financial prudent habits, Susan uses the same person for both services to make the money go further. I'm not very mobile, so the plan is to build a path around the house so I can get outside for some fresh air and exercise. Susan and Kevin live on acreage with their son Nathan. They love the lifestyle, but the property has become more difficult to maintain. Nathan is busy with work, so they are very pleased to be able to access the gardening services covered by Susan's package. They now have someone come once a month to mow the lawns and do the things outside that are often too much for them. Susan's mobility issues are a challenge, but she has been helped by a monthly visit from a nurse and an occupational therapist. The occupational therapist has recommended adding a support rail in the hallway and is sourcing a better walker that allows her to be more upright so she doesn't slouch. The transition to the new package has opened my eyes to the endless options available. It makes me feel things are possible. It has been very positive, Susan said. Home care packages will become support at home packages on 1 November. They will continue to offer a wide range of funding support to provide basic assistance to high needs care. A support at home package will see the Australian government fully subsidise clinical care for all recipients with contributions required for independence and everyday living services, depending on each person's funding level and personal circumstances. If you want to know more about how you may benefit, call 1300 782 896 and see pages 6 to 8 for more on support at home packages. Pictured, Susan with support worker Jan.
Miles of Smiles. It's a daily delight for our team to be a part of special connections being made each day. At our activity centres, we were even privileged to introduce second cousins to each other. When Winston and Wayne turned up at one of our activity centres in New South Wales, they didn't expect to discover long-lost family, but that's what happened. The two second cousins recognised each other's surnames, and sure enough, they were from separate branches of the same family tree. Their very large family didn't get together much. We couldn't ride horses to each other because of the cliffs in between, Wayne said, explaining they lived on opposite sides of a mountain range. Take me back to the 50s, Wayne said. They both laughed, as they do often when spending every Wednesday together at our centre. Photos. Pictured. Second cousins Wayne and Winston. Muriel and Digital Support Officer Mark share a laugh. Activity Officer Kath and Arne at play. Hazel and Joan share morning tea together. Catherine, Rita, and Carl enjoying balloon games.